The more hits we play, the more hits we get. URLradio.net, Stacey Sturm, and it's another Financial Friday. And in the studio with me today, I have Devin.
There we go.
That's easy. Or Delvin. Can you just be Delvin today?
I get a lot, so
easy.
That's okay.
So today we're going to be talking about common mistakes that people make with retirement.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us now. By the way, Devin, not Delvin, is with Legacy Financial Partners.
Yep.
And you guys work with a lot of people on saving for retirement.
Correct. I mean, we get people all over the board. I mean, I work with people in their 20s, Stacey. I work with people in their 90s. I mean, it's all over the board. You know, when we get people coming in for the first time, we see a lot of good things, and we also see a lot of bad things, so a lot of mistakes. So I'm super excited about this. I have a few things I want to go through with, common mistakes I see with people, especially people that are saving for retirement, that are climbing that mountain.
Yes.
So I just want to go through those and explain those, so hopefully your viewers get a lot of value from that. So
so let's start off with the first one that you wrote down for me is not saving enough and not sure how much they should be saving. So how much is enough?
That's the question right there.
And that's tough because how do you plan for the future? Medical bills and all sorts of things that pop up, a pandemic, how do you do it?
It's tough. And so first thing is always know how much you are saving. I mean, that's the first thing when I sit down with people and ask them, okay, so how much are you putting in your 401k? How much of your income are you actually saving? The looks I get sometimes are incredible. So
they're like, I don't know, you
tell
tell me.
Yeah, exactly. So first thing is to know is how much are you actually saving.
Okay.
And then that's a good starting point to figure out, okay, this is how much I'm saving. And then from there, we can figure out, okay, this is where you're at today. And start defining where that goal is, where retirement will be.
Sure.
So College of Financial Planning says the rule of thumb, Stacey, is you should be putting away 50% of your income.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm not using that currently.
So now that depends too. If you're 25 years old and you're starting that's great. If you're 55 and you're starting that, well, you might
want to be a little bit more aggressive.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
On the other side of that coin, though, is if you are aggressive and you want to retire when you're 50, you probably want to up that a little bit. Whereas if you're fine for working a while, until 70, for example, maybe you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
So it's trying to figure out, where you're at today, where you want to be. If you're going to be more aggressive with that, or you might have to increase that, and then going from there. So what I see a lot too is, a lot of people put it off for a long time.
Yeah.
So especially, I'm 28, so a lot of my friends, a lot of 30-year-olds, they'll graduate college, they'll have student loans.
They're worried about paying those first.
And
then they have kids.
Get married, kids, dogs. You got the wedding, you got the house, car payments.
And retirement seems like a long way away when you're 28.
You bet. You bet. And it is. But the longer you put it off, the tougher it gets. So that 15% rule of thumb, when you're 50 and you haven't done a whole lot, that might be 25, 30, whatever the case.
Right.
So even starting early, getting just a little bit, if I can do $50 a month when I'm in my 20s, that goes a long way, down the line. So first things first, start as early as possible. Even if it's a little bit, start early, and you'll see 20, 30 years down the line when you are thinking more about retirement, that will go a long way.
And you said poor tax planning too often messes things up.
Poor tax planning. This is my favorite actually. So
taxes are a vein. They're like they are like the vein of my side. Like I can't tell you how much I hate taxes for business and me and everybody.
For your bar and everything, I bet.
Yeah.
So I was an accountant, so I'm kind of had a lot of experience with it. So I'm glad I'm not an accountant anymore. But we still do a lot of taxes, surprisingly. So with tax planning is what we often see is, so in the U.S. today, a lot of people, we've made it very easy to put money into your 401k.
Yeah.
You get a job, first things first, let's set up a 401k, let's put a percentage of my paycheck every single week or bi-weekly, whatever, into that 401k. The problem with that today is, we might have a client that comes to us, they're 60 years old, Stacey, thinking about retirement. They might have, let's just throw it out there, $1 million 401k.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But when you kind of dig into the details, if that's all what we call pre-tax money, so you got a tax deduction on that money for your whole life, it can make things difficult once you hit retirement. Because now when you don't have a paycheck and you're looking at that 401k to really provide you that paycheck for retirement, now every dollar you pull out, there's going to be taxable to you.
Yeah.
And there's no other way to get around it.
No.
So when you retire, Stacey, you'll have Social Security.
Yes.
That's going to be taxable up to 85% of it. And then you might have a 401k or other savings you've done. So if you're not thinking about how to really diversify yourself tax-wise, so for example, everyone's heard the common theme, investment diversification, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Tax diversification is very important too. So one thing you can do, and it's becoming more popular, is Roth 401ks.
Yeah.
So all that means is instead of taking a tax deduction, up front, you're putting into a bucket of money in your 401k that's tax-free to you in retirement.
Gotcha.
So it's really just diversifying yourself tax-wise. So when you get to retirement, you're not just, it's all pre-tax money and you kind of put yourself in a hole and you can't dig yourself out of it.
Right.
So for example, if you, let's say you take a vacation in retirement, Stacey, and you're hitting the top of a tax bracket, that could potentially push you up into another tax bracket.
Yes.
You could get higher Medicare premiums because that's looking at different income thresholds. And more Social Security gets taxed. So it digs yourself in a hole if you don't have any other buckets of money that you can pull from.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, and the way we look at it right now is there's basically 3 tax buckets that you can look at doing. And I'm sure we can put an image up for your viewers to show the tax buckets here. But so when you put in money into your 401k, that's all pre-tax money. That's what we call a tax-deferred bucket.
Okay.
There's also what's called a taxable bucket of money. So those are the most 2 common buckets of money people today are putting money into. The third bucket that a lot of people don't think about and don't really plan for is the tax-free bucket, and that's one of the better buckets of money to put money into because it's tax-free to you upon retirement.
Yeah.
This is something like Roth IRAs, HSAs, which are more common, health savings account for people that have those through their work. And then also 529 plans for, saving for your kids' college.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the bucket of money that really gets pushed off and a lot of people don't think about, thinking about for retirement.
And you said the third mistake people make is just not having a goal in mind.
Not having a goal.
Yeah.
So, just to give you a quick example here, do you take vacations? Have you taken a vacation at all? Probably with the
Soon.
pandemic.
Soon.
Okay.
I guess we took 2 days. We took a 2-day vacation.
Okay.
That was
fun. That's something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Are you the person that if you take a vacation, let's say to Florida or something, do you plan the whole trip out? Are you thinking this is what we want to do?
Okay, you've met me, Devin. What do you think?
You're probably on the other side of that fence.
Yeah. Because I take so few vacations, I book a ticket, I usually book a room.
Gotcha.
Everything else is up in the air. I might wind up in a different city. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see.
Yeah. So I'm on the other side of that fence.
Yeah.
I like to plan things.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those persons that does that, for example. Now, to an extent, I will.
Yeah.
But I think most people, they plan a lot of things. They don't just go to the airport and book a ticket and say, where am I going today?
Right.
So they plan to an extent.
Yeah.
But with retirement, people don't plan at all. They'll just, save money, and then retirement comes along, and here we are.
Right.
So, and it's not always just a financial aspect to it. It's, what are you going to be doing in retirement? It's
how do you want to live your life?
Right.
Then you have to figure out how you're going to pay for that.
Exactly, yeah. And so we see a lot of, the first 6 months of retirement always feels like a vacation still. It doesn't really sink in to that point yet. Mm-hmm. It's really around that 6-month mark where it's, it sits in with people that, okay, we're not on extended leave anymore. We're not taking a long vacation.
Right.
This is retirement.
Yeah.
And so when that hits you, what are you going to be doing on that Tuesday morning? How are you going to be spending your time? Where are you going to be taking money from to pay for that stuff? So really just identifying what your retirement goal is. What will you be doing? Where's that money coming from? And start really dissecting that a little more. Because lack of planning makes a big difference. If you're 60 years old today, you're listening, start thinking about that stuff. Because you still have time on your side to really figure out if you're on the track or if you're not on the track yet.
Yeah, all of a sudden they figure out they want to travel more, but they didn't save for that.
Exactly,
It's
yep.
not, yeah.
Well, and then, to your point, there's healthcare. We need a plan for
Yeah.
healthcare. That's a big one that I see a lot of people not really factoring in, and if they are factoring in, they're not understanding to the extent how much it does actually cost.
Yeah.
Number two, inflation. People are living a long time today. You could be potentially have a 30-year retirement.
Yeah.
If you think about 30 years from today, that's what is that, 90?
Yeah. How much money are you going to need to live? Yeah.
Right. So if you retire in 1990, can you imagine that income trying to last you today?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
and then just of course longevity. If you have longevity in your family, you retire when you're 60, you could potentially have a 30, 40-year retirement. We better do some saving.
Right. So if people want to get a hold of you, how can they do that, Devin?
So you can just call our office number, 701-258-9735, and I'm sure we can put a graphic up here too. Or you can just shoot me an email. My email is Devin, D-E-V-I-N, .melvie, M-E-L-V-I-E, @ampf.com. If you have questions, concerns, just want to talk through things, shoot me an email. So we're pretty easy to get a hold of, and we love talking to people. So
People can call you too and get maybe just like a quick little free consultation to see how you can help them.
You bet, Stacy.
Okay.
So our initial conversation is always no cost to it. So it's just us getting to know you, figuring out what your goals are, and you getting to know us and figuring out if we're a good fit for you. So pretty easy going.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on today.
Thank you, Stacey.
And next week we are going to talk about how you should pick your financial advisor, what you should consider.
You bet, I'm excited.
This is like the match game for financial advisors. All right, you've been listening to Financial Friday on urlradio.net.